That's the plan. I don't have a ticket yet, but that's the plan. Well, so we're going to meet you there. So they were there. We have 9 participants, okay? Nine participants. We were planning to have 10, no more than 10 participants, because we don't have enough people, and we don't have a big... There were locals. We have the program from 8 a.m. to 3:30, and after that, they used to go home to do their normal activities. So 8 a.m., vitals, 9 a.m., breakfast, from 9 to, I'm going to be doing everything that you guys are going to be doing. So every 2 hours, we were drinking different type of juices, right? This is for 2 days. This is the morning walk. After, of course, the first juice in the morning, okay, everybody goes for a walk. Then we have the loss of health classes. And something that caught my attention that Joshua was implementing in this restoration program was, it's something that having, lifestyle counselors, but like a coaching program. Have like specific hour with everyone, and they can write down their goals, they can write down their mission, they can write down why they are expecting during these 10 days, and also have like a health partners, have accountability between them or among them. At the end, brothers and sisters, I saw a big difference from just implementing this particular activity. Why? Because they were committed and they were engaged. And I realized when you write your goals, of course, you are going to be more committed to. And on top of that, when you have somebody that's going to be accountable with you, you are going to be even more committed, right? So it was something very interesting to see how this works and how it worked. And it did go very well. So this is the first meeting that we had. As you can see here, the meals, something very interesting that Anthony was saying to us, okay, guys, for the staff, I want you to eat with the guests, but you are going to pass in the line, right? You are going to pass first. Okay, one staff, one guest. One staff, one guest. And guess what? You are going to be responsible for what they are going to be eating. So whatever you are eating, they are going to be eating. So be mindful. So that was a test, and I tried, and I was mindful. I did it. So it was very interesting because the portions were very small. We didn't have like leftovers. We finished the food all the time. But why? Because he was not doing a lot of food. I'm not saying that we have to do that. I'm just saying that it was interesting to see, right, that I get accustomed to eat small portions, right? Which I'm not saying that, right? That we should do that. So we have the hydrotherapy class, exercise class. Sister Tracy is doing the exercise class. At some point, I was helping in the hydrotherapy class. Joshua, Venera, she is from, I think she's from Michigan, and she just moved to Hawaii, and she's a psychologist and specialist in mental health programs, and she was being a volunteer with us, and she stayed with us only for 1 week. She was working with, she was as a volunteer, and she was doing everything, hydrotherapy, mental health consultations, helping in the kitchen, everywhere, right? So one of the things that we wanted to implement during the 10 days is going to the beach. Or not just going to the beach, but going out, nature, right? So we did it. We did 3 times, and this was the first Wednesday that we went out. We went to a place, it's called the Magic Island. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the video there, where I was teaching the classes right over there in the garden, in out of nature. It was just amazing. It was very, very interesting how we were able to combine, being out of nature, but applying and teaching. I was teaching that day, I was teaching about sleep. Well, it's good that nobody was sleeping. Why? Because we were outside, we were outdoors. So at the end of every lecture, of course, we were used to kind of like have like a question and answers session and emphasize and confirm what they learned, right? So it was very, very interesting. There was the first day, as you can see in the back here, everybody over there is auntie or uncle. So Auntie Mickey, she was preparing the table already because Anthony and the people was coming with the food, right? So we had a feast right there at the beach. And also, I forgot to mention something that in the beginning, the conference was not looking with the good eyes this program. In the past, they had some issues apparently, so this time they didn't want to be involved with that. However, God and Joshua, they really made a good job talking with them. And this guy that is here is the treasurer of the conference. And the treasurer came, the secretary, and the president. They were doing like the devotionals every morning. I was amazed because I said, wow, we have the conference. It's really in charge of this. Even so, talking with the treasurer, he asked me, well, Adan, what do we need to have a lifestyle center? I was thinking, well, we need a land. And Joshua was there. I said, well, not really. We don't need a land. I said, what do you mean? We need people and we need churches. Well, so the plan is like have like a portable sanatorium and going in every church all over the island. After this program, in September 10th, they are planning already because another church is asking to have this 10-day program, and they will have in the Big Island. So that's why I say, well, that's very interesting because probably we don't need really land. We need people that is willing to help, and also churches that they're able and open to have this type of programs there, right? So so you can see we have the massage right there. We have also spare time just to have relaxed conversations, right? And these are the different days that I was having the different lectures. All of these lectures were in the church, of course. As I mentioned, we have different speakers every day, different pastors from the conference. I don't remember all of them, the names, but every day we have a different pastor. And I like because Auntie Mickey, well, she was in the picture, and Joshua, they were kind of like the coordinators from the program, and they were able to look for the people. So, okay, so this day, we went to another place. And this place is called kind of like the Kahlua Ranch, okay? I don't know if you heard about the Jurassic Park movie. Well, so that movie was recorded in that park. As you can see here, the next picture, he's the president of the conference, Pastor Eric. I don't remember his last name, but when he was sharing that devotional in the morning, well, he was very in tune with the health message, and he was very, very proactive or encouraging to that the whole conference in Hawaii can be involved with these programs. So I was really amazed that the president of the conference was supporting these programs, right? We have many activities there. I mean, we have massage classes there. Well, not massage classes, but massage. We have an exercise class there. We have, of course, the devotional. I mean, here we have also the lectures. I was lecturing here as well. So that day, I was talking about fasting. So here, this is Antonia. She's from Spain. She is a good friend of Auntie Mickey's. She's not Adventist, by the way. I don't know what denomination is she. But Tony, she was helping as a volunteer during the 10 days. And at the end of the 10-day program, she was continuing attending every Sabbath to Diamond Head Church. So I was really happy with when I heard that she continued attending the church during the Sabbath, because she just came as a volunteer, and we were, of course, it was as a volunteer, but it was a program like to outreach as well, like an outreach program as well. And she was helping with hydrotherapy. She was helping with the cooking in the kitchen. She was attending the lecture. She was helping with exercise. She was in everywhere. The last day, we had our meetings in another part of that Kalua Ranch, and I don't know if you know this guy, Tajpa Club. Well, Tajpa Club came that day in order to shoot some pictures and videos in order to make a promotional for the program. So that's the plan. So he stayed with us for during the whole day, and it was very, very. Every day was very spiritual, but that day was something different. Why? Because as you can see there, all the activities, we were doing it right there on the beach. At the end of the activities, Joshua mentioned, well, now that we are here in nature, so why if we can take like a 10, 15 minutes by yourself, praying and contemplating and meditate how is God's love in your life, and how being out of nature, it can represent for you that love. That was amazing because, friends, being in Hawaii, being around or surrounded for all these palm trees, beaches, mountains, is just amazing. It's like a very close to see and palpate and feel and breathe the creation of God. I had the opportunity to go to a mountain for Sabbath afternoon for a hike. And as soon as I was climbing, I was telling this to Kevin, something that I remember from that hike, it was just the smell of the pine trees, the smell of the flower, the smell of the sap of every tree. It was a very nice and beautiful combinations of flavors and smells that you see, wow, you cannot compare the creation of God with anything. Essential oils are good. They are nice. But it's not even close. No, it's just amazing. And this day, everybody was sharing what did they learn. It was the last day. Everybody was sharing, right? The 10 days finished. And we have what? Restoration Wellness, 10-day restoration program, and 7-week coaching program. Cordially invites you to a celebration ceremony, Saturday, July 1st. And here we have the celebration. All the guests were walking and marching in order to receive their certificates. Friends, we don't really realize how difficult it is to change the lifestyle. For me, it was very difficult. I'm still struggling with it. But to get to the point that only in 10 days, you were able to, I will show some of the testimonials as well. That's why we wanted to feel appreciated, right? And of course, the Hawaiian culture is like this. It's just love and love, give and share and share and share, right? Pastor Madrid was here. Auntie Lucia, Auntie Rhoda, 84 years old, that she was studying in Emmanuel College, now is Andrews. And one of her testimonies was, when I was to Emmanuel College, I learned about hydrotherapy. But I didn't know that at the end of the hydrotherapy, I have to pour out some cold water. So now I know why when I was doing hydrotherapy, instead of study, I was going to bed. So here we have Marisol and Ben as well, and some others of the 7-week program. So everybody received a certificate, and I didn't like this, but I was in charge of give the certificate to everyone. Joshua didn't want to do that. I said, okay, well, yeah, if it's only give the certificate, that's fine. So at the end, of course, everybody was acknowledging. I mean, we have here the team. I mean, we have all the volunteers. As you can see, well, not, I mean, Auntie Mick is from Hawaii, Korea, Samoa, Spain. All of them, they are from the island, yeah. Here, Anthony, Chef Anthony, myself, and Joshua. The family Crouch, I believe it's Crouch. Sister Tracy and her husband and her 2 children, well, 3, by the way. So it's just an amazing family. They were not they were planning to be with us, but God orchestrated everything for them to be with us for that 10 days. They were, her husband was doing the purchasing, was helping her in hydrotherapy, was helping her in the exercise class. Her son was doing the juices, was helping in the cooking classes, was helping in the hydrotherapy class. And her daughter was taking the pictures. But I can tell you, I don't know, God orchestrated everything, but without this family, it will be difficult to get it done, this program, because they were in everything. And the day when Sister Tracy didn't come, oops, I had to jump into hydrotherapy. I had to do something else. And everybody was kind of like, doing something in order to fulfill that place, right? Testimonials. Pastor Madrid, before the 10-day program, he was suffering from hypertension, taking his medications. At the end of that session, he decided by himself not to take more medications, and the blood pressure was normal. And even he was, I don't know if you can see the picture, but here he is showing to everyone that before the 10-day program, he was not able to flex his leg. But now he was able to flex his leg only with hydrotherapy. Auntie Rhoda, the nurse from Emmanuel College at that time. Roberto, suffering from anxiety, depression, taking 2 medications for anxiety. I was a little bit concerned about him when he told me, you know what? I'm not taking my medication anymore. I said, hi, Roberto. Okay, that's fine. The second week, at the end of the week, he was not on medications. He was feeling much better. And here he's showing to everyone, hey, I'm not taking my medications anymore. I have my pills with me. Maxine, 20 years, I wrote down, when they were sharing their testimonies, I wrote down almost everything. 20 years of medications, having asthma, diabetes, GERD, taking insulin. But it's, probably we can just...
I started out with the 7-week program, not realizing that I didn't go to the mainland and
I don't know if...
ended up in Canada. But when I could join in, it was the most uplifting spiritual thing for me, because their season, the whole place was snowed in. And when you look and see the awe of God all around you, it was just so amazing. I mean, you could feel the Holy Spirit, you could feel everything. And everything that we learned as everyone talked and discussed about all this 8 weeks during the time about health, and it was amazing. And then I did the 10-day program. And I came back from the mainland very, very sick. And I just wasn't sure if I was going to complete it. And I'm here to tell you, I'm living proof that it works. Amen. My asthma is gone, my bronchitis is gone, my inflammation in my stomach is gone. There's a whole bunch of things that was wrong with me that have been cleared up.
Amen.
And, it's just so faithful. God is so faithful, and I praise His holy name that He allowed me to be a part of this journey.
Amen.
Something interesting that she
Can I
mentioned.
say I was a diabetic?
Amen.
Well, I would have to have a shot of insulin every morning. I took metformin and all the other medications. And with the help of Dr. Adan, and the whole program, I am now off of insulin. The way the program is kind of intense, and it's pretty much all day, and sometimes by the time I get home and I'm rushing to get things done, and I just fall asleep, so I forget to take my meds, which is not a good thing, but that's when we discovered I didn't need the medication.
So she was forgetting taking her medications because the program was a little bit busy. And when she discovered that she didn't need more medications. Brother Van.
So thank you for being my health partner. I would never be a poster child for health programs. I had terrible habits, and I didn't really want to give them up. And I went through, this is my third trip through a lifestyle program. I went through the Huge Pines program, I went through one in Gagetown, Michigan, and Joshua made a valiant attempt to keep me involved over the phone. But I kept running away. I have a couple of places that I go and spend a fair amount of time where we have no phone service. And so I say, sorry, maybe next month we could work on it. But I'm very, very grateful for being here now. I think 3 times is the charm, and I think that for the first time in my life, I've made a commitment to a practice diet.
Amen.
I have a lot of takeaways from this program. 2 of them that come to mind right off the bat is one, there's no such thing as a healthy snack.
He was saying that it was funny because some of the things that he learned during the program is that, but he was crying at that time, like there is no such a thing as a healthy snack. That's why he was crying probably. And the other thing is that never give up. There is another lady here for reasons of time. She was doing the 7-week program, and she was